Are you ready for some smart, plain talk on politics, Israel, and the law? It's the Andrew Parker Show. Let's roll. Welcome to another episode of the Andrew Parker Show. And today I'd like to talk to you all about, well, what you're all talking about. Peace in the Middle East. Just overnight, it appears. After war, bloodshed, destruction, despair, the sun is now shining, and overnight, it appears, the entire landscape, the entire political landscape of the Middle East has changed, or at least that's what we're told. Has it really? As you know, I have said a number of times over the last 12 to 18 months that I believe we are closer to peace, true peace, real peace, than we have been since Israel fought its war of independence, 1948. And I mean it. The problem is when Donald Trump or any of the others who so want this to be a solemn victory for peace, they sometimes just simply ignore the reality, the facts. So in this episode, I am going to try to at least give you my opinion and hopefully shed some light upon that reality, the true nature of peace in the Middle East. Now, I want to start with a quote that I believe I threw out a few episodes ago, but it's worth remembering, from our Secretary of State, Marco Rubio, who really understands and has studied these issues with moral clarity, issues of Israel, the Middle East, Islamic, radical Islamic terrorism, Hamas, Hezbollah, the Houthis, the proxies of Iran, the zealotry of the mullahs of Iran being carried out with death and destruction and despair for those on the other end of its sword or spear. Yes, Marco Rubio understands it, and he said quite clearly, quote, "The goal is not to end the war. The goal is to have peace. And obviously, you can't have peace as long as Hamas exists. This is a group that is dedicated to the destruction of the Jewish state. They are dedicated to war, not to peace. In fact, they are so dedicated to it that their number one weapon, as they have now determined it, most in any civilized world would never even consider it, but it is their number one weapon, and that is the destruction, killing, death of the Palestinian people. That is their weapon. The more of that occurs, the better for Hamas and its political and other religious objectives. There it is. Now, when you are fighting an enemy whose number one weapon is the death and destruction of its own people because of world opinion and how it shapes world opinion and how it gives their cause oxygen, when you are facing that enemy, unconditional surrender is all that there is. It's not a negotiation. It's not an exchange. And by the way, This was a brilliant negotiation. The problem is it's not going to be carried out. Yes, the hostages were released, and we need to take a moment and thank God. Baruch Hashem, thank God for bringing us to this day which most thought could never occur, and that is the release of the hostages. Miraculous, really. Those living have been released. Now, there is talk of the fact that Hamas underplayed the number of hostages, and in fact, there are more. There's some disagreement about that. But setting that aside for a moment, it is a cause for celebration. But for those peaceniks out there who believe we now have peace, and Donald Trump is not saying this, although some of his speeches over the last few days have put him out over his skis a bit on the issue of peace. But Donald Trump is not saying this. He is now back to threatening Hamas. Hamas, who has come out and murdered in the streets in order to give make a public statement out of it. They have murdered at least two entire families, clans, if you will, beyond families, dozens of people, to make a statement that they are still in charge. If you cross them, you will be eliminated. And these families, these clans, they believe collaborated with Israel during the war, and they were murdered. Whether they did or not, no matter, they were murdered. And Hamas is not disarming. So when Marco Rubio says, obviously you can't have peace as long as Hamas exists, he's spot on. And Trump gets that. But how many more Palestinians are going to die because Hamas still exists? And again, I underscore, their number one weapon is the more Palestinians who die, the better for their cause and the continuation of their cause. And now, a word from our sponsors.
Are you a business owner? Are you losing sleep because you feel your partner isn't carrying their weight, or because you no longer share the same vision or values? Are you no longer comfortable going into your own office? Are you walking on eggshells in the company you built? This is Chris Daniels, founding partner of Parker Daniels Keyboard LLC, a premier litigation law firm headquartered in downtown Minneapolis. For more than 30 years, I've specialized in business litigation and have helped hundreds of business owners resolve troubling business disputes. As a former certified public accountant, I get to the heart of the dispute, including financial issues. Business divorce can be messy, time-consuming, and costly, but doing nothing can cost you a lot more. Not just money, but emotionally, physically, and in your personal life. If you and your business partner no longer see eye to eye and you're eager to take a proactive approach and make a change, please call me at 612-355-4100 and schedule a consultation. Or visit our website at www.parkerdk.com.
Looking to reduce your tax liability and grow your portfolio? Consider Texas-based Texacoma Resources. They have been delivering results for over 40 years in energy investments. Investors may benefit with strategic advantages like depreciation, depletion, and drilling, but should consult their tax advisors for their specific situation. Call True North Investment at 612-968-3442 to learn more. That's True North Investment, 612-968-3442. Texacoma Energy that works for you. No, this deal does not put us on a peace footing, in my opinion, sadly. Now, bringing together all of these Arab countries and having them sit down with Israel in order to isolate Iran and its proxies, including Hamas, Hezbollah, and the Houthis, those in Iraq, cornering Iran, that could really bring about peace. And so these Arab countries coming together with Israel to find a way to destroy Iran and its proxies, to destroy radical Islamic terror flowing from Iran and its proxies, wherever they are, and joining together to do it, may create the environment, the garden to cultivate real peace with the Palestinians, where they begin to take the steps toward loving thy neighbor, toward recognition of a Palestinian state. But until they take those steps, which should be outlined in some detail and specificity, they do not warrant, deserve, nor should they have a state from which to launch terror, which is what they have done. Remember, the members of Hamas are Palestinians. And those Gazans we are talking about are Palestinians. Those thousands who crossed the border. And of course, people say, well, they were provoked. What did you want them to do? They have no other way. They're in despair. They were given the land, and had they not turned against Israel as a terror state, there would have been no blockade. They could have prospered. They were given it for nothing in return. They could have had full economic ties with the state. They didn't have an interest. So anyone who says that is just speaking out of sheer and unadulterated ignorance. And remember, the indigenous people of that region, including the area from which they are fighting in Gaza, all part of Eretz Israel, all part for thousands of years of the Jewish state. But the Jews want peace so badly, they give it up. And they gave it up in this case for nothing in return. So we cannot forget about that as we look at what Hamas did on October 7th and the fundamental fact, again, that Marco Rubio stated that obviously you can't have peace so long as Hamas exists. This group is dedicated to the destruction of the Jewish state. Close quote. Well, they are refusing to disarm, Hamas is, one of the requirements of the peace plan. So maybe it's not such a peace plan. They are now back in uniform openly, whereas they were hiding behind civilians previously. And so we shall see if the Arab states are going to side with the U.S. and Israel in rebuilding Gaza and destroying Hamas and Iran and its proxies, or whether the Arab states are going to go back to what they have done for so many decades. Which is it going to be? And unfortunately, I don't think that the ground is fertilized sufficiently yet by Donald Trump to bring together a peace plan that Israel is walking arm in arm with these Arab states to destroy, to eliminate Hamas, Hezbollah, and these cancers within the Muslim population of the countries surrounding the state of Israel. Once that happens, there can be peace. And by the way, we haven't even talked about the other significant issue that you're going to read much about, and that is Turkey over the next several years. Turkey, the Muslim Brotherhood, and the interference with peace that they will be calling out. So the upshot is Hamas unconditional surrender didn't happen. They are not disarming. They are killing those who they believe were collaborators with the state of Israel, those they believe who are against them. You're either with them or you're dead. And they are roaming Gaza proper as we speak. They are not destroyed, and it appears that at least some of the Arab states who are providing them support are giving them enough hope that they are continuing to live. And of course, they are proclaiming victory as another critical part of the peace, quote unquote, peace deal was 2000 to reform, to reestablish the military arm of Hamas. We gave them right back. Again, rewarding the taking of hostages. I was against it in the beginning. I've continued to be against it. I think it's a mistake. I think it's great that the hostages are back, but now is where it's telling. If Hamas does not disarm and unconditionally surrender at this point, which is part of this plan, Israel should be supported by the entirety of the West, the United States, Arab countries in going back into Gaza and completing the job as it relates to Hamas. Because otherwise, October 7th was just another battle in a war that continues to rage. I'm Andrew Parker. This is The Andrew Parker Show. Go to theandrewparkershow.com and subscribe. Give us your email, sign up, follow on all of the social media platforms across the board. Connect with us on YouTube, and you can gather all of the episodes over the last many years. I thank you again for joining us, and until next time, be kind to your neighbor. For more Smart Plain Talk, go to theandrewparkershow.com. Learn about all of your listening and viewing options. And remember, all the great things are simple, and many can be expressed in a single word: freedom, justice, honor, duty, mercy, hope. This episode of The Andrew Parker Show is sponsored by Parker Daniels Keyboard and True North Private Investments. Mark Twain once quipped, "A lie can travel halfway around the world while the truth is still putting on its shoes." When you are lied about and it spreads, the resulting mayhem and destruction can be, and often is, disastrous. Hi, this is Andrew Parker, co-founder of the Parker Daniels Keyboard Law Firm. I recently handled a high-profile defamation lawsuit on behalf of a luxury home real estate agent whose business was decimated by falsehoods spread about him. After nearly 2 years of litigation and 2 weeks of trial, the jury came back with a verdict of more than $2 million for our client. Parker Daniels Keyboard. We litigate cases, we try cases, and we win cases. With a record of excellence in achieving extraordinary results, Parker Daniels Keyboard lawyers have consistently won huge verdicts for its clients in the areas of defamation, civil rights violations, regulatory battles, and intellectual property theft. For wise counsel and winning results, contact us at Parker Daniels Keyboard, premier law firm in downtown Minneapolis. Looking to reduce your tax liability and grow your portfolio? Consider Texas-based Texacoma Resources. They have been delivering results for over 40 years in energy investments. Investors may benefit with strategic advantages like depreciation, depletion, and drilling, but should consult their tax advisors for their specific situation. Call True North Investment at 612-968-3442 to learn more. That's True North Investment, 612-968-3442. Texacoma Energy that works for you.